Hello everyone and welcome to the third video of this series. In this part I plan to show you how you can actually work with the multi-line trace, so how we can bring in this PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds ground system so that we have all the items at once on the ground around us. And for this, of course, we need to go back into our third person character and close here all the old functions and just go into the event graph. So we have actually something to seek for. And what I noticed too is that the inventory from PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is not open with the IK, but with the tab keys. So yeah, I would just make it for better copy here from the original, but it doesn't depend on which key you have it, but I will just leave it at tab now. And actually we want to have now a new line trace to actually bring in all the items. So for this we will make the function that is called multi-trace, or however you want to call it. And what this does is it does a multi-line trace. So not a line, sorry, a multi-sphere trace by channel. And for the start location I will pick the initial size, not size, but position of the mesh. So we get the world location here. And this one is our start point, and our end point is also the get world location. I think this was the correct, but we will test this. So for the radius, this is the important thing. We will use 200, and we want to ignore self, and we also want to draw the debug. So at the moment, we will just take another key now. I will use the T key for showing the trace, but later when we are finished with everything, we will just make this trace when we open the inventory, because that's how PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is managing it, and we will do it like this. So let's trace now here. So make a multi-trace, and this one will come now. So let's test what's happening here with the T key pressed. And as you can see, it makes a trace here around us and seeks for all elements. So if I go here, it will now pick all these items. So yeah, that's perfectly what we want. So we can say this can be 315, so we have a bigger radius, but you can play with these values here. But what we actually want to do is, if nothing is hit, we want to do nothing. But if we hit something, we want to actually save our hits. So, or not save our hits, but we want to break our hits. Sorry. For each loop, and then we want to break. So we make here a true. For each loop, we want to break here. And what we do now is we also need hit actors here. So we cast to the master item again. So only if we hit, or we hit a lot of things, but only the master items should be added to our list. So we pick our item ref and we duplicate this. We call this multi-item refs. And this will be now transformed to an array. And this one will be put in here, and we put in the get, and for this we make an add here also, and we can double check if you like. So make an is valid here. This is just for safety reasons, we don't need this is valid here, but I would just put it in. And if it's valid, we want to implement here the master item to this array. And yeah, that's how we handle it. We won't make here an empty ref, because if we hit 3 master items and then not in master item, it will delete all the multi refs. So just make nothing when we fail or not have a valid here. So that's how we handle this one. So we would show now all the multi-item refs. And to actually bring this now Into our widget, we will go to the UMG, of course to the inventory main, and I think we can here work with the item slots too. So let's close this box here up, and let's say, oh, my mistake here on the item scroll box. I think we can bring the size box here to fill, and not to fill, but to bottom align, so this looks a bit better. Let's fast test this if it really worked. Yeah, it works. So yeah, this looks better here in the widget, so we have a better understanding what it actually is. But now let's get back to our ground here, where we want to have the same as here. So yeah, we actually don't need a horizontal box here, but we need a vertical box inside this vertical box. So, and this vertical box is aligned to the right. Then we need a size box to make the actual size of this one, which is 300. And then inside the size box we need also a scroll box. Whoops, put it inside the size box like this. Then we can say the vertical box is here aligned perfectly, but this is also, why isn't this aligned to the bottom here? Yeah, fill. So now this is aligned to the bottom, and we can do the same like here and say for the size box of the inner box we want to say padding on the right of 22, or also on 20, and of course fill. So was it 20 here? Yeah, it was 20. So that's how we work here with the ground. And of course, again, we need a variable. Call this ground items, like this. Compile and save. Then let's get to the graph. And when we build the inventory, we also want to make another custom event called build ground items or something like this. So let's make here build ground items, and we also want to bring this when we just open the inventory. So we say ground items here, build ground items, and then we show our items. So what we do here is we clear, of course, also the ground items box here. So we clear the children, sorry. Then we also get the TPC ref, but this time we won't get the inventory, we get the master item data, item, how was it called? Multi-item ref, sorry. So we get the multi-items reference, and from this one we loop now. So we go in here into the loop, and we get now from the item, or from the from the master item ref, we get the item data, and then we create the item slot widget. Oh, sorry, create widget, not item slot widget. So we construct the item widget here, and we get the item slots, and we pull in the item data. And what we do then is the same as before, just adding to not the TPC ref, but to the ground items, the child, which is our widget. So like this, and now we build always the items from the ground when we open our inventory. So to actually test this now, we need to fill before we tab. So what this means is we need to press T. So let me show quick. When I now press I, it won't show any, tab, I mean, it won't show any things on the left, because we have here an empty trace, or an empty multi-items ref. So we press one time the T, so we hit it here some items. If we press now tab, it should show now the items, but it doesn't, I guess, because I made a small mistake here. So let's actually test here again with our print string. So we get here for each loop. Probably I didn't make here the right key, but we will see this in a few seconds. So print string, break the item data, bring in the name, and compile and save. Click on play. Walk in here, press T. Now, here are Apple, weapon, and all the other stuff. So it should now show. Okay, I think I made here some mistakes. I don't know why, what I was doing wrong there, but we have here our multi-trace on T. And if I go in here now, let's test this again. We hit here some items, we press it, and it shows us all the ground items. Let us go a bit further here. So we have only a few items to test this situation. And yeah, we see we have 2 weapons, 2 apples, 2 weapons, 1 apple, 1 weapon. And as you can see, we only hit it 4, so there's something wrong. So I press T again, and it did the same thing. So there's something wrong with the logic of for our inventory. So we actually need to, yes, say we clear here everything up every time we trace. So it will probably best way to just get in the multi-refs here and say clear. And before we trace, we always clear the multi-items reference again. So we test this here with the T. It shows us all the items. I think this is correct. So 2 apple, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 items. Yeah, 10 items. And we have here 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 items. This is correct. So I press T now. We should have now 2 or 3. I don't know if it hit it there, but it should be something like 2 or 3. But it shows here more again. So there's something wrong with the widgets there. So let me press T again. So our print string is working correctly. As you can see here, if I press here now, it should only show 1, and it does. But our inventory is not yeah, working correctly here. This is probably a reason also of the open inventory. So here on we actually should also build the ground items. So we have always a new building process. So let's test this now. So we go in here, press T, then we press tab. Yeah, we have a lot of things in here. Press T, we have 2, and we have 2. So now it's displaying correctly. So this is good. Here's only 1. Let's test what happens if we press and T here. It shows nothing. So this process is okay. So what we do here now is just, of course, delete here the loop and print string, and we delete the T. And let's bring in the multi-trace to the top here. And let's do this every time we construct the inventory. So we don't need to hit T before. So compile and play. And now we press tab, we have some items. Press tab, we have more items. Press more items. And every time less items. So yeah, this is working correctly. So this is nice. Let me see the time. And yeah, we have some time left. So we can actually also add items from the ground to the inventory and drop them again. So let's do this. And for this, I think, I don't know if this works with the item slots from start on. So I would say we need to make something new here, or just not new, but something that is simply the same but has other references. So we duplicate the item slot and we just called it ground slot. And yeah, maybe we just do this double now, but I think it's important to have here the ground slot, and then we can have an on clicked on this and we say let me think about this first. Yeah, it's better to separate ground and item slots. So we can say from the ground slot delete from the multi line items, and on the item slot we can later on then say delete from the inventory. So it's easier for us to just simply separate them two. You will see what's going on later on. So yeah, what was the thing? Yeah, we want to, or I wanted to change the inventory main now to the ground slot. So what I do here now is just simply pick the ground slot and compile and save. So here we use the ground slot and here we use the item slot. And now we can work on the ground slot first and later on in the inventory slot. So what I want to have in this thing now is to have a button. So to have it a button, I want to wrap the border with an overlay. And of course fill here everything. But the overlay also contains a button. Yeah, this was wrong. So button like this, put it into the overlay, make it fill, and bring it above the border so it's behind the border then. And let's say the style here at normal, just say tint is 0. We will make the other stuff later. So just now we want to have something on clicked. So and what we do here on clicked is first click, of course, on clicked. So what happens if we click on this button, and what it should do is actually it needs some references here. So we could just say third person ref. So this gets here a third person character reference, this one here. We export this on spawn and make this instance editable. And then we know we have this done on the ground slot, so let's re-roll this here. So now we have here a place for the TPC reference, connect them. And oh, here's a problem. Break. Get item data. Connect them again. Yeah, it was just a bug, a visual bug here. Yeah, we have here the TPC reference, and from this we can get all the other stuff. So we can get now the multi items ref, and we can also get the inventory. So what we first want to do is get the inventory, and we want to add this item to the inventory. We click. So get here the item data of this one, and we add this to our item. So, and that's how we handle it. And I think this is not so good here because we were just on one click, but I want to have it on a double click. I think this is better. Is there something on double click? No, there isn't. Yeah, that's not good, I think. Let's see if we have some on mouse enter, but I think there's no double click. So I need to check how I can double click it and make it in the next video, but for now we will just on click do some stuff here. So, and the first thing that we also do is we want to actually remove from the multi-items reference the item that we collected. So let's also make a reference from the array, from the master item that we having here. So yeah, I explain in a few seconds what we do here. So we get the master item ref here, so we know exactly which widget is which master item. So make it like this. Of course, instance editable and expose on spawn. And then here reload the ground slot, go inventory main and then ground slot. And here the master item will come here from the array element, like this. And this helps us. Why is this not working here? Bring this back in like this. And this helps us now to delete it from the multi-items ref. So we can remove here, I think was the no, remove item. No, was it remove? And yeah, connect them and say here master item reference, get it, put it in. And to test this we need some print again, so let's bring in a key and our third person to actually say what's in our multi-line trace. So this will be Z key or something. Get the multi-items ref and say for each loop we want to break the elements here, or get item data here, break the item data, and we want to print a string, which is of course the name. So we can test this now. Let's actually see when we tap in here. Oh, this is a bit too much. Let's tap in here, too less. Let's tap again, so we have 4 items. We press that, now we see our 4 items. Let's click on one, press Z, and nothing happens here. So we actually might click more than once, but it doesn't make anything here. So let's go into a ground slot and test first if our on-click also fires here. So maybe it doesn't even fires. So open this up, and yeah, as we can see, it doesn't even fires here. And I probably know the reason already. So let's go to the designer and bring the button here in front of the border. So it's on top of the border. But it has no opacity, so it works now, I guess. So let's test this. So here, yeah, and we actually can click on it. As you can see, we only have 2 items left. So I click on the apple, and we have only 1 apple left. So this is working already good. So let's copy here the style now and paste it into the hovered and into the pressed, like this. And now we can test this, and it should work here. So yeah, it prints our hello, and it prints again. Let's delete these 2 weapons, and we have only 1 weapon left. So yeah, this actually works good. What we now need to do here from the ground slot is say that we want to build the inventory again. So we could also add a reference to the widget, to the inventory main again, or we just simply take here our TPC reference. So bring it in, let's delete the hello, and let's say get inventory main. What was it? How was it called? Inventory reference. Nah. Sorry. Item ref. So get the item reference, and from this one, let's say build. Why is it not working? Item reference. I'm totally fucked at the moment. Sorry. So get the inventory reference. This one here. So this is the correct one. Inventory main here. And build the inventory here. And then let's build the ground items again. So yeah, we're doing here correctly, I think. Let's press, and as you can see, it's adding to our inventory and it's removing from here. So yeah, this is working quite good, I think. We can now also say the master item reference to destroy. Actually, yeah, let's pull it from here, destroy actor. And let's test this fast. We have not that much time anymore. So let me fast finish this up here. So press tab, delete the item, and you can see how they disappear on the ground. So yeah, quite good, I think. So I'm quite yeah, impressed with how easy this worked. Didn't think that I managed this so fast. So yeah, I'm glad that everything works here, and I hope you enjoyed it too. And if you have any yeah, things that I should add in the next video, just write them under the comments. And yeah, I'm on holiday now for 2 weeks, but I will add them all uh, mid-October when I'm back. So yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, have a nice day. Bye.